So we've been home for a few days now from our Disney cruise. And this is not the way that I had planned for this video to go. I think in my very last clip on my day 7 vlog, I mentioned wanting to vlog our disembarkation day and kind of show you some of the things that happen on disembarkation day. And this is not the way that I had planned to show you, but it's gonna be sort of like a story time today because some things happened on our disembarkation day that were not smooth. It was not a smooth experience. It was not a pleasant experience. And I know I'm very critical of Disney Cruise Line and Disney in general, but I think once I explain to you, once I tell my story, I think you'll understand why I'm so frustrated with this whole experience, just because it was not smooth. It was not pleasant. It was so weird. So I'm going to start at the very beginning. I do have a little bit of B-roll of actually showing you some stuff. I was able to pull out the camera in a couple of places to show you some things. But overall, it was just sort of like a manic disembarkation day. I want to start with like the evening of day 7. So the very last night on the ship. I mentioned in that vlog, yesterday's vlog, that we were already in Port Canaveral. So we weren't scheduled to get off the ship until Saturday morning. Friday night, we were pulling into the port, like we were at the port. We were stationary all night long, which was very nice because sometimes when the ship is like racing to get back into port, or even in the early morning when the ship is adjusting into position to kind of, you know, make, or to, you know, when the, how am I trying to say this? I'm trying to spit it out. Okay, when the ship is going into port, the thrusters come on, you know, and so it's trying to like adjust so that it can be roped in to position, so it can be stationary so everybody can get off, whatever. So not having that on Saturday morning was actually really nice because it wasn't so loud. It was not obnoxious. Now I was on deck, we were on deck 7? No, deck 5. We were on deck 5. So we weren't like down at the bottom where they would be opening up the luggage bays, because I know from previous experience that that can be kind of noisy when they're getting the ship ready for everybody to get off. You don't really get to sleep in. Not that you would get to sleep in very much anyway, because you do have to get off the ship. But since we had second seating for dinner, our breakfast time was supposed to be like 8:15. They did this thing on our cruise where they staggered arrival times for dinner and for breakfast, and so our breakfast arrival time was 8:25 a.m. So we thought we could sleep until 7:30 or even 7:45, get up, get dressed, because it's not like we're getting dressed for Paula brunch. We don't have to take showers. We're just gonna get off the ship. We have to make sure we have the room empty. We're already packed. Our luggage was taken the night before. All we have to do is change clothes and give the room like a final once over and then go to breakfast. So we thought we could sleep till 7:30 or 7:45. So we had our alarm set, you know, and at 7:15, we're all asleep and somebody came into our stateroom. It was a stateroom host that was not our stateroom host. So our stateroom hostess, you know, the one that had been cleaning our stateroom all week long, was not the person who came into our stateroom at 7:15 in the morning. And it was so weird because it was like they were trying to clean our stateroom at 7:15 in the morning, and I thought, you know that our breakfast is not until 8:25. Like why would you come into our stateroom? And of course that is sort of our fault because we did not deadbolt the door. I kind of didn't feel like we had to. I kind of feel like our privacy should be respected. You know, I don't know. It was a rude awakening call. We were immediately awake. So we went up, we got dressed, you know, we went up to the Cove Cafe and we sat down. We actually had a coffee in the Cove Cafe that morning because we had the time for it. So we sat down and we had a nice little chat with the guys up there because the people in the Cove Cafe had made our experience so magical the whole trip. And getting to talk to them, Kevin, I think, had one more week on his contract. He was going to go home the next week, and so getting to talk to him was really cool. But we made our way down to breakfast. We went to Enchanted Garden for breakfast because that is the location that was assigned to us because that's where we had dinner the night before. So same table, same dining staff and everything, with the exception of our shadow. So we had a server, we had an assistant server, and then we had another cast member who was shadowing our dining team, and so she was kind of helping them. She was earning her ears. She's very new to the company, and so I think it's really exciting for her, but she was actually reassigned to a different dining team while, you know, I guess the next morning. So while we're at breakfast, she was working with somebody else. So our dining team was just our server and our assistant server, but our server was very distracted because he was going home that day, and so he actually spent most of the morning while we were at breakfast floating around to other tables and dining teams, and he was hugging everybody goodbye, which I totally understand, but we didn't get our breakfast until like 8:40, and at 8:45 the ship, like overhead, we got the message that it was the final call for disembarkation. And the dining room was still pretty full of people, like not completely full. There were families who had, you know, eaten and left, and a bunch of families who hadn't shown up at all. But like we'd only had our food for a few minutes, and then we had to eat really, really fast. And of course, you know, we didn't feel like we should show up early to breakfast because they're trying to preserve social distancing. So I get what they're trying to do, but we didn't have very much time to eat breakfast. So it just felt like we were really, really, really rushed. I want to rewind a little bit because I skipped something that I wanted to talk about. While we were at Cove Cafe for breakfast, Mom actually left and I didn't know where she went. She just disappeared. And when she came back, she had our photo package. This is something that I wanted to get some footage of, and I didn't because she left and she went to go get it herself. But she did tell me that it was also like a very odd experience. Shutters is on deck 4, and that's where you pick up your photo package. There was a long line of people trying to pick up, you know, their photo packages, and since we had the digital one, we just had the flash drive, we weren't trying to get like printed photos, it was easier for us to get it. But they had like a plastic tub, is what she said, like a plastic tub full of these envelopes of photo packages, and she just kind of skipped the line, walked up directly to this tub and sorted through and pulled out the one that had our name on it and walked away. And there was only one cast member at the Shutters desk dealing with a long line of people, and so she wasn't stopped. I don't think that that's what you should do. I don't think that's what you're meant to do. I don't think that that's what you're supposed to do, but that's what she did, and it saved her a bunch of time, I think. But just like, what a weird experience. I kind of feel like they could deliver that to your stateroom overnight, you know, like at night, so you could just like pick it up in the morning, so then there wouldn't be a line and then nobody would have to be at the Shutters desk in the morning. I don't know, but that's how she managed to get our photo package. So after breakfast, fast forwarding now, after breakfast we went upstairs to deck 3 because Enchanted Garden was on deck 2, so we went up to deck 3 and it was time to pick up our tequila that we had bought in Mexico. You can buy alcohol in ports. They do take it away from you when you get back on the ship. So I showed this in our Cozumel vlog. Mom put the liquor on the desk and there's like a ticket. So the cast member fills out a ticket and gives you a copy and they keep a copy. So at the end of the trip, at the end of the vacation, you're getting ready to get off the ship, you can go to this desk, you have to have your ticket, and they will like give you your liquor that you had purchased in a port. They will give that to you at that point. So you have to make sure you have space in your bag that you're taking off the ship to put whatever it is that you bought in your bag, unless you want to just carry it off, which I don't really want to do because I'm trying to get my suitcases when I get through customs, but that's, you know, something else. Anyway, we were able to get that. The location for that was like right next to the doors for getting off the ship. So if you're in the atrium and you're facing the doors that you got on, the doors that you're going to get off, there's a table to the right, and it's over in that direction. There's just a table, and there was one cast member over there with huge like crates full of bottles, and I'm thinking, if everyone else is off the ship, who's gonna get this stuff? Like, did they forget it or whatever? Anyway, we were lucky. There were only a couple people in front of us in line, and so we managed to get that, and then we immediately got off the ship. But all morning it felt like we were very, very, very rushed. From the moment we were wakened by a stranger walking into our stateroom to the moment we went through customs, like, it just felt like it was a race. They were trying to get everybody through, and I understand what they're trying to do. But even getting to the port the night before kind of gave me this sense of urgency that I've never experienced before in a disembarkation experience before. It was so weird. So not the most pleasant disembarkation story, not the most pleasant disembarkation experience. And I know that this is going to be a shorter video, and that's okay. I just wanted to talk about that day because I had good intentions. I did want to show these things. I did want to talk about these things. And I just felt like between getting to breakfast and eating breakfast really fast and, you know, trying to get off the ship before we got in trouble, you know, I didn't feel comfortable really pulling out the camera and vlogging anything. So I wanted to kind of round out our cruise series with this. And I do kind of want to do like a Q&A with Sarah, my friend Sarah, not my mom Sarah. Sarah has been on 2 Disney cruises now. So she and I and my sister Emma went on a 4-night Very Maritime cruise on the Dream in 2018. And this was her second cruise, second Disney cruise. I don't think she's ever been on another cruise line, but this was her second Disney cruise. And so she has really fresh perspective. I am admittedly a little bit jaded because I've had some superb experiences on Disney Cruise Line before, and I compare everything to that. And I know that the Disney company is supposed to be the standard for so many things. And so I want it to be better than it is. And I know that that's made me very critical of Disney Cruise Line in general. And so I would like to do a Q&A with Sarah. And so if you have any specific questions, any topics you would like her to expound on, if you want to hear more about her massage at Senses, if you want to hear more about her thoughts on Castaway Cay or the food or the port adventure or the app, whatever, if you want to hear another perspective, please, please, please leave those comments, leave those questions in a comment down below. You can message me on Instagram. I would love to have those questions. I'm going to try to come up with a few talking points. I don't know when we're going to do this. I had planned to do it already, and things just in my personal life didn't allow for that. So if you have any questions, I would love to have them. Send them to me, shoot them to me in a direct message on Instagram. That would be great. But I think that's going to be it for now. I've talked about what I wanted to talk about, and I'm sorry that it is not happy and upbeat. It was just so odd, and I feel sort of an obligation to tell the truth about these things, to talk about them, but to also, you know, tell you how I honestly feel about them, because sometimes, and I used to do this, but I don't think it adds any value to you when I don't tell the truth about things. I could tell you that getting off the ship was, you know, fine. I could not talk about it at all and you would never know. But I feel like telling you that something went wrong kind of gives you a little bit of data and, you know, a different experience, because I'm not saying it's going to go wrong every time. And I hope that it wouldn't go wrong every time, because I've been on tons of other cruises where no one walked into my stateroom on the last morning. But since it happened to me, I feel like I should talk about it because it's a possibility. And so maybe something that you could learn from this is to just use the deadbolt on your stateroom door. Maybe that's, you know, what the answer is. I don't know. But I know that a lot of people don't like it when I'm so critical of Disney, and I feel guilty when I do it, except they're never going to improve if they don't know something's wrong. So that's kind of why I'm doing this. And also to add, you know, another perspective for you, because there are tons of cruise vlogs out there, and I don't know if anybody's talked about this. So I want to at least tell you what my perspective was, and that's what my perspective was. I felt really rushed. To be quite honest with you, I didn't get to use a toilet on the ship on the last morning. Like, I had to wait until I got home to go to the bathroom, which I feel like is a basic human need. So, I mean, I just felt really, really rushed. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so negative. I really don't. I'm sorry. But I do want to do that Q&A with Sarah. I think that that would be kind of fun. So I think we would do it. I don't know if it would be a live stream. I think that could be really fun. I don't know. But just let me know what you think. What would you like to see? And we'll see what we can do. But I will see you. No, that's a lie. I don't see you. I'll see you in the comments if you leave a comment. But you will see me in the next video. Bye.